Hello, sinners. So, this video has kind of been I don't want to say a long time coming, but um, my attempt to go pro in the content creation realm, particularly YouTube, I think has been a long time coming. I get caught up at work and am overall just too lazy. I have other things I like to do. I'm more of a gamer than I have ever been a streamer. And so, in light of recent events, I wanted to make this video, take the time to make this video, and just touch on a few things. The video is entitled "In Defense of Free Speech." I'm not gonna call myself an Asmongold apologist, although we'll get to that in a minute. This is more of a criticism of cancel culture and the hypocrisy of it. What I mean by that is there's different rules for different sets of opinions, particularly online and in the real world too. You can lose your job from having the wrong opinion. As we've seen, it hasn't just been an online backlash for Asman. It's been him kind of, now I wouldn't say losing his livelihood, because the man's rich as fuck. And so he needs none of it. But it just is indicative of scumminess, in my opinion. It's malicious. It's not authentic. And let's just go right into it, I guess. I'm not going to react live to the videos. His quote-unquote racist rant, which was not racist, and the subsequent apology video that followed. I'm sure they've made the rounds already. We don't need to watch them again. I will start with, I wish he didn't upload that apology video. I wish he'd have done a little bit more research into what and why he said the original things that he said. Because sometimes I believe he just kind of speaks, and though he is a very intelligent man, there are certain things, obviously, that he doesn't know. And he's not as learned about certain aspects. So that doesn't change the fact that pretty much everything he said was correct. This idea that all cultures are equal and different beliefs should be held as high as others, well, that's just simply not true. In the past, we've had a lot of savage belief systems. I'll say religions, fine, whatever. Human sacrifice has been a large aspect of them. And I would not personally call that a noble religion, an admirable one. And so when he says these things, and when anyone says these things, though he wasn't specific enough for anyone else, I mean, it didn't confuse me what he was saying and why he was saying it. We're in a crazy time in the world where there's several proxy wars going on at the same time. And it's easy to get caught up and just speak without thinking, I guess. And even though he may not know enough about them, he's observant. I watched him react to Iran launching missiles into Israel. I think he watched the October 7th massacre. I'm not positive, where the Hamas terrorists, paratroopers, dropped into a concert and murdered, kidnapped, raped a bunch of innocent kids, essentially. Some of which were United States citizens. And so I don't hold anything against him for what he said. Like I said before, I wish he hadn't apologized, because it didn't do him any favors. Whether he's sorry or not, it was kind of pointless in the big scheme of things. I thought it a little interesting. He went on to say he wanted to go visit these places in the Middle East. And that's just simply not safe. That wasn't safe before he said any of the shit that he said. I mean, especially in certain places you can go. Before October 7th, Israel was quite safe. Saudi Arabia, perhaps Dubai, not as dangerous. But to think that he's going to go to Palestine or something like that is batshit crazy. And so I just I'm more irritated that he apologized for having an opinion, whether it was right or wrong. I'm a big free speech advocate. And so let's have that conversation where we call him stupid and we say that you're wrong and this is why. To try to deplatform him and get him fired from the companies he started. Starforge, like my PC right here, from him, is just, it's low. It speaks to the obvious, which is censorship and deplatforming if you don't have the right opinion. Now, if he called for violence, which he did not, let's be clear, he did, then that would be one thing. But to say, I hope the people no, he didn't even say I hope. He said, I don't care that the people committing genocide are the ones facing genocide. I mean, that's like saying Nazi Germany deserved to be genocided. I mean, it forgive my grammar, but like, that's not really that hot of a take. That is, that'd be pretty universally accepted, I feel like. And so if you take into context radical Islam, radical Islamic terrorists, Hamas, Hezbollah, these things, these people are pure evil. They're not like Jewish Zionists. If you left the Jews alone, they would not be trying to kill you. And I'll go a step further. You want to do a little bit of research into the Crusades? The Crusades are a reaction to the jihad. The Crusades lasted 300 years, and the jihad lasted 1400 years and caused the Dark Ages in most of Europe, if not all of Europe, a lot of Spain. Spain was destroyed. And so if anyone tried to do any tiny bit of research into this stuff, it would become glaringly obvious that the reality is nothing he said was factually incorrect. Sunni law, Sharia law, which is the Sunni sect of Muslims, you cannot just win a war. You have to subjugate. That is their belief for the Jews. That's their belief for the Christians. Anyone that doesn't believe in Muhammad and follow the Quran deserves to die to them. And this is simply a fact. Now, it's not all Muslims, but Sunni Muslims are majority faith. So take that for what you will. Now, I don't want to drag this video on very long, especially since I didn't really prep for it. It's just kind of a reactionary video. But my point is that although harsh in his words, I could care less. Free speech is free speech. This is the United States of America. And he should not have been deplatformed when you've got Hassan Abi, wherever the fuck his name is, platforming literal terrorists on his Twitch channel that actively commit murder and genocide towards a entire group of people. If he was right, if they had more bombs, they would use them. It just so happens that they don't, and Israel has the advantage. And thank God for that, because I personally would not want to live in a world where Sharia law is the law of the land. That sounds absolutely horrible. And you can disagree with me, you can agree with me, I don't really care. Like I said, not so much a defense of Asmongold, but of free speech. And the reality is, when he comes back, I hope he doesn't change a thing. Because I don't really see anything wrong with his personality and his takes. You can talk about his cleanliness all you want. That's kind of irrelevant to me. I watch him through a screen, so I don't have to smell him. However, I recommend bathing more often, definitely. But again, it really doesn't matter to me. My final point will be that the fools that abandoned him are looking at a big problem. That's obvious. That was obvious when I read any of the comments. It seems like they're all Arabs, and that most of them do not live in the United States of America. And they're still entitled to feel the way that they feel. 100%. But if you're looking at it from a financial point of view, Asmongold was the main attraction. He is the only reason that I bought this PC. He is the only reason I know who OTK are. I like Tectone. I liked his reaction to it. He seems like a true friend. But Asmongold is the OTK. So I wish him well, and whenever he figures out what he's going to do next, we'll see him back online. And I'm hoping it's just business as usual, because despite what Tectone thinks he should do, which is just get back to streaming video games and whatnot, which, is fine. With this, my cat's over there messing around. With this drama and his cancellation, I view it also as a net positive. I know he made that comment before, but I think what this really does is this will consolidate his fan base. You see, the people that watch him on Twitch, I'm just going to venture a guess, are not over 25 years old, by and large. And I don't personally think that's a good demographic to worry about what they think. And, they don't really know anything. I'm 36. I'm 36. I may not look like it, whatever. And so I watch him on YouTube. I don't actually watch him play games on Twitch. And his audience on YouTube is adults. And I think that's far more valuable in the big picture. Twitch streamers are... They're vapid. They're not meant for depth. And Asmongold is a deep thinker. He's not an idiot. Being ignorant to certain specifics about different topics doesn't make someone an idiot. I am ignorant to a lot of different topics, a lot of specifics for a lot of different topics. I just don't have the platform to talk about them whenever I want, so no one would ever know. He's out there, so people are going to know whether or not he knows what he's talking about. And for the most part, what he said is still factually true. I wish he didn't make that apology. But what can you do? I'll probably leave it there. But yeah. Asmon, good luck. Tech, your true friend. And everyone else that's been covering this and has been, I don't want to say defending him, but defending the reality of free speech and what it means. Good for you. We need more of that. Just because someone says something you don't like doesn't mean they should lose their platform, their job, anything. And I'll leave it there. Cat won't stop yowling out in the distance. I don't know if my camera's picking that up, but anyway. I am sleepy. That's my name. I'm not actually tired. And so I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a good night.